Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs. What is going on? We are diving into it. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, cheap way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So I'm really trying to create the environment of what it's like in an NFL quarterback room over there, all sorts of nuanced, detailed depth about not only the quarterback position, but high-level offensive and defensive football. If you're interested, hop over there, join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. I appreciate your support. The link is in the video description for the Patreon community. As for this video, let's get into it. Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs offense. What the is going on? My goodness. Right here. This is an interception on a tipped check down. Now, a bummer that the ball gets tipped on the check down, no doubt. And, I think more than anything else here, to me, this is Patrick Mahomes trying to do a little bit too much. Now, in the past, I'd say that's not really ever been a bad thing. But to me, this is hot, a free runner through the B gap. You've got a decent hot option, flat. You got a decent hot option, a little stick here, contested. But if we're playing this hot, to me, the ball has to go here. This sure looks like we are doing at worst, it's a pure swing or wide here, and he has the hot up here, and he decides to throw it down here to the bottom. Not my favorite play. I talk a lot about it a lot with the Eagles. You don't want to be in the habit, or I don't like being in the habit of having the hot throw away from where the free runner is. And that's the first part. The other part here is if this throw is the throw you're going to make, it's very similar to a screen throw where it's the quarterback's responsibility, in my opinion, because this is not like a quick game throw where the offensive line's got to strike these cats in the core to get their hands down. This is a rush. He's not going to get home. He sees the quarterback. He then puts up his hand and hits the ball. So you've got to be able to throw this thing up and down to this swing or wide. But I mean, hot throw, free runner, just play it out. Again, I think when you turn on the film, you start to peel back some of the potential issues here. We've certainly got some inconsistencies on the perimeter. But this is one of those plays you just, at least I get a little surprised from Patrick Mahomes here. Free runner through the B gap. Okay, you're going to be hot. Well, why flip and turn it that way? It's not a screen. It's almost like he goes, oh, I'm hot. Whoop. Over here, blind chuck pick. So just kind of a number of different variables here not going in the Chiefs' direction. Nice tackle, though. Next one here, 3rd and 7. Short, fast, in motion down here to the bottom. It sure looks like he's trying to work Kelsey up top. He never really has him with the leverage. Down he goes, sack, fire hydrant. So I think when you turn on the wide and you realize that if he's looking to the right, so we're getting spider cammed here as far as not being able to see his helmet where he's looking. But if he's looking to the right, you can see Kelsey's got that outside leverage. You can see the underneath route outside of Kelsey is going to come back out. You guys just put the ball on him right there. If you're looking to the right, that's where that ball goes. Now, again, only they know what the read is. Do we think that he could just hang in the pocket, keep his base, flip it out there? Yeah. I mean, yes. He's also Patrick Mahomes and has earned the right to kind of do his own thing in the pocket and kind of play with Kelsey. I would say some of the things that are great about him, meaning Kelsey down the field here, how he creates and just kind of like what I consider does his own thing. Because to me here, he's trying to work to the corner, but he's got this defender outside of him. So Kelsey being Kelsey here in this offense, they give him so much latitude that Patrick almost trusts him to just kind of like stop. But because he's so locked in here, and by he, I mean, I think Mahomes is so locked into 87 that we miss this, that then Kelsey doing his own thing is then going to muddy up this area of the field. And so it's just a combination of factors of maybe a lack of kind of trust, ability on the perimeter, and so much of relying on 87 to just create. Again, 4 in the flat up top is there. Throw it. Yeah, it's 3rd and 7. He's going to have to make somebody miss to get a first down. But Kelsey's never going to be there. And again, you can see Kelsey kind of stop on the route. That muddies up the deep hook. So everything gets muddy. Yes. Has it worked many times in the past? Yes. Will it work? But when it doesn't work, it looks like this. And it's just unfortunate right here. Next one here. Another example of just Patrick Mahomes, wide receivers not being on the same page. Up top, stop route. I think this ball is thrown perfectly. It's thrown with anticipation. Now, maybe the corner is grabbing a little bit, but I don't love the route. I certainly don't love the top of it. And so, again, when you turn on the film and you're like, well, what's the percentage of blame around the building? This type of route, for me, it's not for me. So a stop route to me is what I'm used to calling a vertical or a go. So you got to, like you're shot out of a cannon. You're trying to run a vertical or go route. You hit the top of this thing and you want to come right back down your stem so that the quarterback can throw it just a little bit outside. It's not like a hinge. A hinge to me, route-wise, is usually a little bit deeper. You open inside and like hinge out like a door. This is very much an anticipation throw, but you don't kind of button hook it either. So it's not a curl in. It's back down your stem and you put that thing outside. Now, the other thing about this, and again, some teams are different. I'm not going to pretend to tell you how they coach their wide receivers, but this type of release is not for me on this route because it's so timing centric to come out and like skip and then go. It screws with the timing because you never know, oh, is he going to do a little skip? Is he not going to do a little skip? You see guys do skips on like choices and options because they have time. Right here, this release up top, that little like that's not it. Go like you're shot out of a cannon. Now hit the top. Now look at Patrick. He's already throwing it. We need you to come back down the stem. So you can't just hook it right here because this guy's right in. This is NFL open. This is open for a stop route. One-on-one outside the numbers, no safety help. The ball is perfectly thrown. Boom. But we don't come back down the stem. We don't come out of the top of the route. Whoop. Again, I think it's perfectly done from Mahomes. It's the perimeter unit, the wide receiver, and the detail at the top of these things. Next one here, 3rd and 12. Again, another kind of adventures with 87. He's the number 3 down here to the bottom. To me, Kelsey probably has an out route, intermediate out route. Now, he kind of has, again, a significant, if not the most in the league, latitude to be able to do whatever the hell he wants to find space to get open. And when it works, it is outstanding. When it doesn't work, it kind of looks like this, where you kind of have to hang and trust and trust and trust. Then it's not there and it's a check down. You can't really get through a read. It's unlike really anything else in the league. So again, I don't think it's disqualifyingly bad at any means. In fact, I think it's really cool and really great when it works. But right here, he's running this and it turns into like an turning out in, like an out hook. Now, I don't think that's the route. If I had to guess what the route is supposed to be, it would be up and out. But there is a hook or curl defender right here. Now, the other thing about this route, though, is that as he's kind of slowing through here, he actually peeks back. So he like peeks, sells it with his head, then turns out, and it's not there, and it just takes too long. So whatever else is supposed to be out here, clear, post, can't do that, backside, little hook, everything has already happened. There is no true progression because we're so locked in with this. And when this maybe is a tick slower or muddy, this is the outcome. Now, if this was the route where he just ran 1,000 miles an hour and turned out, I would say that's probably not a great route. Well, why are we turning out away from the ball? Almost universally, you would run up and turn in or come right back. And if we did that, that would be there. But again, you be the judge. You make it, am I off my rocker? Does it not look like he is just going straight recess freestyle here? And again, when it works, it's great. And it works in this game. But I mean, look off and turn. I mean, by the time he finally turns around, Patrick's off of him a half a second later, and he's not open. So it's just one of those things where, you know, I think it's tough right now for this unit because there is no like necessarily true one. There's really not even like a true kind of pecking order on the perimeter for the wide receivers. So you're so dominant on Kelsey being Kelsey. And when there isn't as much room, it's harder for him to operate. Next one here, 2nd and 18. Not a lot of great plays here. Trying to get half back normally. Patrick's going to rip the number 2 down here to the bottom, the slot, right down the middle. Probably a middle field read. It is a perfect throw. Now, it wouldn't be an easy catch, but it's a catch you have to make. This is a beautiful throw. Great read. Split field coverage. Middle field open. Ball comes out perfectly. It is a laser strike. You just got to catch it, man. And again, can't catch it for him. I get it. The perimeter here is struggling. Okay, and it's one of those things where we're coming out, deep comeback. Deep comeback. What I'm used to calling where the ball goes here is a middle field read. So verse open, you're going to take the middle of the field. Verse closed, you run like a basic or an in. So right here, we're going to catch middle field open. There it is. You're going to have this nice area to attack. Now the nickel's running with him. But again, like we often say, he's only covering the width of his shoulders when he's not looking at the quarterback. He's looking this way at the eligible. Everything is there except the catch. So it can feel like, oh my goodness, we are struggling. Nothing's easy for this offense. But Patrick Mahomes is still ripping dimes. I mean, this is an absolute straight up, earmuffs me here, straight up fucking laser. Look at that throw. I mean, it hits him perfectly. That is a perfect throw. And it's dropped. It's wasted. And it would be a first down on 2nd and 18. So, I mean, just trying to kind of understand this offense with a holistic snapshot. You can be struggling, but we can still rip shots like this and consistently make shots like that. Next one here, 3rd and 18. This play is ridiculous. We're eventually going to find Kelsey post chip and kind of scramble roll back across the field. Again, just Kelsey's got a knack for running to space. Patrick Mahomes is as good as anybody who's ever played the game as far as extending and creating. So just watch Kelsey. Looking, turns. I mean, that's not normal scramble rolls. So normal scramble rolls, I would say, Kelsey right here. Normal scramble rolls are quarterbacks going this way, you go this way. Well, 87 doesn't play like that. He sees all this grass back here. So he comes out of this thing, turns, and Patrick throws it back across his body. So this is what it looks like when it works. And it's 3rd and 18. And it's awesome. It really is. There are not a lot of people on the planet that would make this throw, let alone hook that up. Great catch. That's on a chip check down. So really like this play. First of all, love quads. Got the nub up here. Got double chip. Okay, everybody in the league does this double chip stuff in a long yardage situation. We're going to run like an over, a post, and an in. So you get kind of multiple runaway opportunities versus man, and then you kind of get this traditional dagger concept. Okay, so we're going to chip, get out, chip, and get out. Now, maybe you could make the argument that this is there if he had enough time, but we can't pass off the TE here. And so we get a little collision here at the back end from the corner and the wide receiver, and it's not really there. We got to go create. The ability to create to a Hall of Fame quarterback, to a Hall of Fame tight end, these types of plays. I mean, it is ridiculous. The audacity to even pull up like you're going to throw this and then to throw it back across the field. Give your guy a chance, and he goes and high points it. 3rd and 18. After you just had the middle field read dot dropped. Unbelievable. This is just, it's silly quarterbacking. It's awesome. What a play. My goodness. Next one here. I thought this was a pretty decent snapshot of just some of the issues going on with this offense. So this is certainly a drop up top. We're going to move the launch point again, sprint left, little quick out. Don't love quick outs. Don't love this type of stuff. Okay. All of the above can be true for me. But this is certainly a good enough throw again. Okay, so just the play itself, pretty simple. We're just going to raise out here, have a little quick out or flat, corner. Great. We're going this way. Change the launch point again. Now, the thing I want you to pay attention to is the timing here. So as he goes, he wants to throw it and for whatever reason doesn't. Then keeps going and actually throws it. Well, is the throw perfect? No. It's a little bit on the back hip. Should we catch it? Hell yes. So the combination of it not being right the first time, the throw a little bit off, and the drop is just too much to overcome. So just simple stuff like this where we're sprinting, throwing open quick outs, they make look difficult. So again, you can see him turn it down right there. That's not a pump fake. That's a turn down. He goes to throw it. Yes, you should catch it. Yes, it's behind him. None of it's good enough. Next one here, 3rd and 12. This is another example for me, evidence, if you will, of the Chiefs wide receivers just not quite being on the same page with Mahomes. So this is a throw we'll see him hit later in the game to Kelsey, where he and Kelsey are on the same page. I don't think this is a miss by Patrick Mahomes. Now, the throw looks like it's off target, but I think Mahomes is trying to settle him down before the safety gets over there. And he and 11 just aren't on the same page. Now, in fairness to 11, I don't think that this is how he really plays the game either. He's a lot more of what I would consider like a straight line runner. But this like Sale or Seattle route here where you come out of this thing is just a corner. With this safety over the top, okay, there is definitely a hole here, but you can't throw it like a traditional corner or sail where you throw this thing and lead him way out here because guess what? There'll be a big collision at the ball. So you kind of settle him down. You throw it right at him. And so, yeah, it will look like the wide receiver eligible has to slow down or stop, but you would hope that you're on the same page so that you kind of settle and put it right on him. And again, I'll show you a clip in this game of Kelsey doing this exact thing. But right here, this is just another example of we just can't get on the same page with some of these things. This is, I wouldn't say that this is easy football to execute, but Mahomes has done it for years now. I mean, you can see the space out there, right? You can see the safety over the top. He wants to throw and settle him right there. 11 just can't turn. He's got, rudder is broken. He's a straight line, more of a straight line guy. Now, even if it's right at him, is he going to catch it? Who the hell knows? But the space that they're attacking is something the Chiefs have done in the past. Next one here, 3rd and 2. Now, this is a bit of a funky one because this kind of breaks some football rules. To me, this is a cloud corner up top, and we throw a flat into it. Pretty rare. Now, it looks like it's going to be closed. They rotate to 2. Now, the corner certainly doesn't play it well, but this is one of those throws I think normal quarterbacks would probably want to stay away from. Right here, it works. So again, it's kind of like a combination, kind of like English class, where you got to know all the rules, and then once you know all the rules, you can kind of break some of the rules in the perfect situation. And so right here, they are getting to split field coverage. So they're getting to some iteration of split field coverage, middle field open. This sure looks like a cloud corner, meaning that he's rolled up here. So they're going to run some variation of smash. Okay. To me, I would not want to throw a flat into a cloud corner very often. But because he sees him get engaged and kind of lose his space, he just takes it. So again, it's one of those things where, again, when I turn on the film, these types of things to me, even though they work, they show an offense that's a little bit disjointed. Like I would say normally you would want to come back here and work the drive to the bottom. It's the safer, more consistent throw. But maybe if Patrick just sees that corner up top and get his hands on 11, but I mean, that's a dangerous throw. Now, it certainly works here and it's open and it's good enough. But if you don't like whatever this is supposed to be, so say the corner actually plays it correctly and kind of gets hands on here, jacks this cat, and then feathers in between both those routes, you've got this drive coming back across or shallow coming back across where the ball should probably go more consistently versus coverage. So it's just about kind of understanding what they're doing, seeing where they're stressing the defense, seeing how they're getting first downs. First downs kind of unorthodox way, throwing flats into cloud corners is not somewhere most quarterbacks want to live. It works right here. First down. Next one here, 98 seconds left, second quarter, down 14. This to me is a missed touchdown opportunity. So really we've got 2 touchdown opportunities here. 4 on the bluff post and Kelsey on the bluff wheel. We're going to fake the screen. They're really both there. Now the bluff post is a little bit of a harder throw. You know, it's one of those things where I personally think that Mahomes makes this harder than it has to be on himself. So to me here, when you're going to do these kind of like one-step smoke or now or quick screens, you know, you can get over here. It's hard to do to the right because you kind of have to flip your hips. And some guys pump it, some guys full fake throw it. There can be a bunch of different techniques you use. But at the end of the day, you've got to be ready to throw this kind of bluff post. And then you've got Kelsey coming through here on the motion, bluff wheel. And again, most people would read this thing out 1 to 2. Now, I think this is open, but it's not wide open. And are you calling it to throw a contested ball to 4, or are you calling it thinking you're going to get 87? So I'm not mad at the decision to throw it. I don't think it's probably the correct decision when you look at the film, Captain. But if you're going to make this throw, let's at least give him a chance. High back 5 this thing. And again, there's so much wasted movement as far as turning, getting wide, getting big, not getting through, back to the throw lined up. It's those things that you see Mahomes overcome all the time. He's just that talented. But man, this is one of those ones where we've missed opportunities. So it's a beautiful design. I mean, it's awesome. Middle field open. You've got him running down the middle of the field. Okay, you got to give him a chance. Now, maybe you think 4 is not running full speed or like not running the right angle. Maybe. But man, Kelsey's down here at the bottom running with the double mailbox saying, damn, throw me the ball. I mean, what's my auto got to do here to get the rock? I can't imagine you're doing this kind of motion to not try to get 87 the ball. Again, if 4 pops, great, but that's not a pop. That's 2 defenders on him. Kelsey's one-on-one. One of those ones I'm sure Patrick in this offense would love to have back here. At a minimum, a better throw. And again, not easy to do when you've got the right guard and the fire hydrant right in your lap. But again, a better throw there, like the throw like he had on that 2nd and 18, it could be a touchdown. Tough. Halftime. You dig the channel and you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, get the notifications. I sincerely appreciate you subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, so thank you for taking the time and doing that. Again, the Quarterback School Patreon community, you know about it. Join, become a member, get even more Quarterback School content. We also have Quarterback School courses. Now, these courses are the premium content available through the channel. These are deep dives on my favorite football topics. We have a course on RPOs, tempos, pass protection. The best-selling course is how to beat every coverage. We even have an entire offensive system available for you, so hop over there and enroll. The link is in the video description. We also have a bunch of free resources also linked in the video description. Finally, make sure to follow me across social media platforms. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get back to it. Next one here, just a beautiful play design, call, execution. This is the exact throw I was talking about to Kelsey up top as the number 2, the inline tight end, that we couldn't hook up with 11. So that kind of sail where you put it right on him, where he knows not to run to get covered. Just a beautiful job with the play action, the ball handling, the throw, the vision. Just a beautiful job. And again, love the kind of creativity, shift, ball fake. But again, just the ball, the actual route itself. This is that same type of route where you're running out with that Seattle. You can see, though, that Kelsey and Mahomes are on the same wavelength where he comes out and he just kind of settles here. And Patrick's able to throw. The throw is damn near the exact same. It's right on him. But this time it doesn't bounce because 11 keeps running. 87 and 15 are on the same page, and so they hook it up. So again, whose fault is that on? You can just see the different level of connection here. Now, it's not the exact same play by any means, but the throw is very similar, and right here, it looks great. Looks like it's perfectly designed. Love the ball handling here. Fake it, get out. You can see 11 going to the back pylon, 87 on the Seattle or sail. High-low that corner, put it right on him. Big chunk. Next one here, 3rd and 4, touchdown pass. Really nice job getting it to the number 2 down here to the bottom. First of all, love me some quads. Great job running the back line. Again, beautiful throw from Mahomes. Now, 87 is going to be mad here. Could easily be a touchdown to him, probably an easier, probably where the ball should go. So again, I really tread lightly here, but I want to make sure that I'm clear. I don't pretend to know what their reads are. I can acknowledge the fact that I love quads. I love quads bunch even more. I love quads bunch because you usually take a corner out, and I don't know their defense personnel, but that changes all the bunch checks right here. So normally you'd get a bunch check down here. Right here, though, we're just going to run the back line. And again, the back line coaching point is you don't run up to the back line and run across. You usually run up to the top of the logo and work across the top of the logo so that when you jump to catch it, your feet can still be in bounds. Okay, the next part of this is the low part of it. So that's the high part of it. The low part of this thing is probably where I think the ball should go, to the sit or loop, and then the little choice coming out of it from the number 4. So it's a beautiful design here, just a nice high to low or low to high. But man, 87 happens first. 87's right there for a touchdown. Could imagine their conversation after this said something like, hey, throw me the damn ball. It's a beautiful throw, though, regardless. You can see kind of how they try to match this thing, almost like a red 2. There's just not enough people in the middle of the field. Great job putting it right on Rice. That's a hell of a play. So nice touchdown here. But again, to me, just another example of making this thing a little bit harder than it has to be. You can see Patrick throwing this thing. And again, only they know how they read it. I can't imagine that this guy's not the number 1, though. So if he can come out right here and you can put it right here, that's just an easier throw. No offense to a better player. Not that this guy isn't coming into his own, but this is a much harder throw. You can see when he has to let this thing go to throw this as opposed to this. I mean, okay. I feel like everybody who's touching this offense right now is maybe making things a little bit harder than they have to be. And sometimes it works, and that's great. Another example here of making life difficult on yourself. So to me, this is a rail up top. Now, there's a lot of nuance here that we're going to talk through about how this play could be better. At the end of the day, this is a dot of a throw from Patrick Mahomes. A ball you would love to catch, but it's really good coverage. There's nothing easy about this. We're going to get hit with a cross dog. So both inside linebackers are blitzing. We've only got 5 protecting, so they're going to get a free runner. But Patrick Mahomes is essentially doing a fadeaway here. So not setting his feet, free runner in his face, throwing an absolute dot to our running back out the backfield. Now, it's good coverage from the backer, no doubt about it. A few things here for me. So let Kelsey do his motion and stop it right before we snap this thing. To me here, they're running what I'm used to calling shock down here to the bottom. So inside fade, hitch. Okay. Everybody else here is running what I'm used to calling thumbs. Doesn't really matter what you call it. It's like fake mesh. In, hopefully out, and then you're going to get this rail element of it. Okay, so versus middle field closed, this is pretty good. I would say most people would want to throw this. Okay, now the other part about this is if we're going to run this rail out the backfield like this, usually this route will try to get a pick. Well, in this picture, if it's man-to-man, middle field closed, you would think that this linebacker right here has the running back. So I don't think there's anything wrong with this guy thinking, oh, I'm going to come in here and try to pick this right here. But, and when he disappears, the next person who's going to get him is going to be the edge defender. So you have to kind of on the move, the veteran move here is you think you're going, and then all of a sudden, oh no, it's the edge. So you pull up and run your route right here. You're trying to make this edge go around or over. You just don't want to run it where you close your eyes pre-snap. Oh, it's this guy. Well, guess what? He disappeared. So that's not good enough. You got to be able to move and adapt on post-snap. So, in short, this pick could be better. I think probably the ball should go here. At the end of the day, Mahomes still makes a Mahomes-type throw. But to me, it's the level of difficulty is so increased It's just unnecessarily hard. And again, could we get a better pick up top? Absolutely. Does he know what he's doing? Probably not after the guy blitzes. It's a lot of moving parts for anybody. Mahomes still puts a perfect throw on this. Beautiful throw. It really is. It's awesome touch. I mean, that is such a good throw. Oh my goodness. Again, a little left arm on him, fight through the arm, contact. Dang. Next one here, second and long. Another example of Kelsey just doing Kelsey things. So Kelsey's the new number 1 down here to the bottom on the line of scrimmage. Make the argument that he's getting held right there. But Mahomes is just trusting Kelsey to win. He's essentially saying 87 is too big. Doesn't matter who they put on him. He's going to win. So find him right here. So once you go to move, locked on 87. I mean, how does he even know where he is? It looks like he's looking down. He just sees him at the corner of his eye and flips it to him. So it is a very, very unique, cool relationship that they have. And it's oftentimes a security blanket where, I think a lot of times right here, Patrick would just raise up and throw it to 19 right there. You see Tua make that throw all the time on that quick rail catch throw. Okay, it's not there. Look at 87. I mean, Mahomes is scrambling. 87 is still in a hand fight getting held down the field, 10 yards down the field. He still gets open. They still find each other. It's a really nice job. And again, the fact that they just have this connection, it's great when it works. It really is. I don't even know if he caught that thing. It looks like they don't think he did. I'm not going to go back and look. Let me know in the comments. But man, still awesome for Mahomes. Next one here, old school West Coast staple. Just drag and lion. Double slant to the bottom, slant flat up top. Reads it perfectly, middle field open. Work the double slant, put it on him. Can't hold on to the ball for him. So again, one of those things where when things are tough and it feels like you don't know where the hell you're going to score your next touchdown from or where you're going to get your next first down from at the wide receiver, you finally hook it up. You finally start to build some mojo with a guy, and we can't hold on to the ball on a slant. So it's just one of those things where it feels like things like continue to compound for this offense. So here's the double slant. Here's the flat and the slant. To me, most teams would read this closed open. So once you catch split field coverage, we're going to work the double slant and read this thing inside out. Mahomes does a really nice job putting it right on him. So kind of settle him. And it's a perfect chunk. We can turn, try to make somebody miss. Obviously got to hold on to the ball. So watch the shell, open, lion, catch it, just secure the ball. Everything else, hard to put anything here on 15 other than the fact that continuing to deal, to trust those guys on the perimeter, fight through some of these kind of learning curves about how important the ball security is on the perimeter. Next one here, 3rd and 8, balls on the 10. This is one of those 4-point plays for the defense. So if they can not allow you to get a touchdown here and kick a field goal, the defense essentially has won 4 points. This is one of those plays where I think, Mahomes does a decent job here of turning this thing down. So it looks like he's going to work the number 3 right over the middle of the field. And I personally think because of the release from Kelsey, that this thing is kind of muddied up. So again, is he throwing it here or here? Only he knows. Okay, but in 3x1, talk all the time about the key defender for most reads is going to be this weak safety. What's going on here? Well, when Kelsey goes outside release here, it allows this guy to essentially poach, tricks, hug up, hang right here. If he were to release inside, in my opinion, and run up and run a corner, you probably occupy this safety. He probably moves and runs with him. You don't want 87 to beat you in the red zone on 3rd down. Hell no. But when Patrick goes to throw this thing at the top, so he's at the top of his drop, this safety is kind of lurking here. And he can definitely take that thing away. Now, maybe he was trying to throw it here the whole time. It's just one of those things where you are so used to, or I'm so used to the design being so great for the Chiefs, for the details to be so perfect, that when you see the release up top, like Kelsey right there, whatever that is, and again, Getting physical with Kelsey, nothing new there at the line of scrimmage. You got to do it. That's why they move him around so much. They don't here. Now that safety up top. That safety up top looks like he's locked in on Kelsey right there. Comes off. Again, if you're trying to rip it to 84 right there, it's going to be tight. So Mahomes not really clear. Has to essentially go to throw it and turn it down. And luckily, this thing is a forward pass. Again, where is he throwing that? You can see how tight it's going to be to 84 on the E. If he's going underneath, it's not going to look good either. It's going to be blurry. 4-point play. Next one here, 3rd and 7. This is a rough one. I thought this was going to be a big hit down here with the 3 and the 2 swap, running that kind of back pylon sail route. Again, get that flood out here to the bottom. Just can't quite have enough time to hook this thing up. It's kind of a bummer because it really is there. It looks like he almost gets kind of purdied here with his elbow, gets his arm hit. But this is a beautiful design. This is what I'm talking about when I think of Andy Reid. So to me here, this is a swap release. So the 1, the 2, and the 3. The 3 and the 2 swap. My language is swap release. So we're going to come up and we're going to run that back pylon, set it high. The number 2 is going to come up and he's going to run that sailor Seattle. The number 1 is running that kind of like reverse out return. So you still get that same flood technique, but it gets there a different way. The creativity, the spin of it with the swap release. Now the part that is just, it is what it is. Okay, right now with this unit on the perimeter, the wide receivers, just nothing is clean. So here to here, it's blurry, it's muddy. People are all over each other. We're tripping, we're falling. The flag or pylon ends up being there. And I think that's where he's going with the ball. That's where I'm going to say he's going with the ball. He just gets his arm hit because it takes forever because we're falling all over ourselves here. So watch this kind of 2-3 swap and watch how it's just not clean. Like we're all over the place. Like, and we got guys falling all over the place. Now, sometimes they'll fall and you pop if they fall. And that's exactly what happens here. If he's going to MVS, he just holds on to it. We can't hold up protection-wise, and the arm gets hit. So it's just, again, it's a combination of things. You catch the guy, the little linebacker who ricochets into your right tackle is the guy who hits Mahomes in the arm. I mean, that is so close to being a massive, big chunk play. Damn. Next one here, one of my favorite throws of the game. It's 110 seconds left, 4th quarter, down 3. Okay, we got 2 timeouts left. We're going to hit a back shoulder wheel to the number 2 up top. This is a hell of a throw. Give him a chance. Catch it down at the waist. Beautiful job. Good coverage. Awesome play. So again, love me some quads. Look at the rhythm, the timing. Throws an absolute laser over there. Really like this play design. So we got multiple kind of big shot opportunities. Go or clear. Where the ball's going to end up going on that wheel. So back shoulder, he's running right with him. The defender's right in his hip pocket up here. And then you've got Kelsey, if that's not there, working the out. We're doing whatever Kelsey does there. So you got a lot of really good opportunities. Again, quads, 4 eligibles, 1 almost guaranteed to get double chip here. So just a really nice job of kind of manufacturing a big chunk. This is just Patrick Mahomes throwing you open on a wheel back shoulder. Pretty rare. Beautiful throw, great anticipation. Again, check out the anticipation when he lets this thing go. Top of the drop, hitch. Right there. You can see the coverage up top. That is good coverage. Back shoulder, big completion, cross the 50. Hell yes. Again, beautiful rhythm, great torque right on him. Next one here, the play that's everybody's already talked about. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the penalty. To me, lined up offsides. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's a bummer. This is strictly like Kelsey doing Kelsey things, man. I mean, it's pretty awesome. I love it. I love me some laterals. I know they do it all the time in practice, or that's what it sounds like. I'm not sure how necessarily you have the wherewithal to be running and kind of have your vision up like that and essentially be playing quarterback all the time after you get a big completion down the field. It's straight up awesome from Kelsey. And it really is kind of a bummer that there was a penalty, but it's an obvious penalty. I mean, his foot is in front of the ball. I don't know. I think it's hard to be mad about that. I think you could potentially get mad, at the linesman for not moving him back. I know, some people say that's not his job to move back. He's got to check, whatever. I don't know if it's good for the game that this is, the penalty that wasn't helped by the referees. It's whatever. It's a penalty. It should be a penalty. I'm not going to make excuses about it. I will acknowledge the fact that 87 has got some ridiculous football IQ and awareness. That's a fucking ridiculous play, man. I don't think I can do it justice to say the kind of football IQ that it takes to catch a big chunk down the field, 2-minute situation. Right here, catch this ball. So locked in, catch it, turn, run, and then look up and try to see someone else who's open, and then decide, I'm going to make 2 people miss and throw it. Oh, man. Wow. Last one here, 4th and 15, down 3. You're going to go for it here. I will say a few things here. One, I have no idea what this play is supposed to be. Okay, not that I'm supposed to know what every play is supposed to be, but at the top of this thing, I'm not sure where you want the ball to go. And that's the first part of it. The second part of it is, again, I feel like this game especially, and maybe this year more than other years, I feel like 15 has relied on 87 and trusted him so much to kind of just get open that if it doesn't work, it looks just totally out of whack like this. So watch Travis Kelsey. He's the guy going in motion. He's going to chip, and then we need to get 15 yards. So we're asking someone to chip, and then whatever that route is, I'm not saying I will say this, it's not fast. I don't give a shit what you say, as far as like give him the freedom to do whatever he wants. Okay. But he looks like he's not running full speed. We got to get to 15 yards. Now it's there. That's the thing about it, is the throw is just high. He misses it. So it still works. I just feel like I would like to see them blend in him like running fast and getting in and out of breaks sometimes. And maybe you can't live in both worlds. But right here, I don't think it helps them. So watch Kelsey. Chip, you. And again, it looked like Patrick threw it before he was ready to. Kelsey wasn't ready. Certainly love getting him the ball here in any situation. But, maybe avoid the chip. And then you got to go, bro. Like, I think Mahomes is just looking to the left. Does he have something to the left? No, I'm going to throw it to 87. But again, he's throwing that, and Kelsey still hasn't turned. I mean, he took a big drop, right? I mean, that's like a Mahomes 7-step drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very waspy. Still not turned, Kelsey. You got to go. And it's still there. If he makes a better throw, it's still there. That's the crazy thing about it. Wow. So that is a wrap. Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, it certainly doesn't feel like any of it is easy for the Chiefs right now. I think when you look at the film, you really see a combination of errors. I think, first off, Patrick Mahomes sometimes is either forcing things, and not that he hasn't forced things in the past to 87 and gotten away with it, but it just looks like now there's a lack of kind of being on the same page that's magnified with the wide receivers. That even though you can see kind of the relationship grow with 4, it's still not quite what it was in the past with other guys. And so it feels like everything's a little bit tighter, harder, less room for 87 to kind of do Kelsey things as far as getting open. And some of those throws seem forced other places, almost predetermined. And so you have a couple of those, you have a couple drops, things aren't quite on the same page down the field, and it just feels harder. That's the truth of it. And so that's the spot that they're at. I still don't necessarily think it's anywhere close to like a bad situation or things that Patrick Mahomes can't overcome. You see the bones of really special plays. They're either dropped or they're just barely misses, or you can see what Mahomes is thinking, what he's done in the past, what he does with Kelsey that maybe he can't quite do with anybody else. But you put all those things together and it's just harder than it has been. That's the reality of it. So we'll see if it gets any better anytime soon. I certainly wouldn't bet against Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Andy Reid. We'll see what it looks like moving forward. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.